Welcome to God with George Ortega. This is episode number 120. I'm recording it on Tuesday, April 6th, 2021 at 2:57 p.m. Eastern Time. So yeah, God, thanks. So I just put the laundry in the dryer. And so after I get this done, I'll put all that stuff away. So yeah, again, again, I guess I'm tired. I really, I'm not all that tired. I guess maybe I haven't been out enough because it's funny because I'm feeling a bit and God, maybe you can help me understand this because I'm feeling a bit tired, right now. Um, Maybe after just having done this half-hour episode, but but if I didn't have to stick around for the 4 o'clock meeting, which is in about an hour, well, I guess it'll be in about half an hour I have to do this, then I definitely want to go out and take a walk. So yes, absolutely. After the 4 o'clock meeting, and I don't know if it's going to last an hour or not, maybe it'll just last a half an hour. I really would appreciate it if you get me out walking, um, and yes, I'm a little tired, but do me a favor, God. I want to head over to the Westchester, take my, I found out from one of the guards that you walk all 3 floors of the Westchester, it's about a mile. So, and it's about maybe the way I walk, maybe 3/4 of a mile to get there. So, it's a good, but anyway, so I'll do a little exercise there. Or actually sometimes when I'm tired, I'll just go straight up to the food court where fortunately very few people are right now, thank goodness. But yeah, I want to do that, God. Fine, I'm a little tired, but if you could get me to make more notes, and then I'll type them out and just because that's where this project is right now, God. I mean, this is something like I don't I've never done anything like this before. It's the logistics of well, who am I going to call? How am I going to find the people that I'm supposed to call? And then what I'm going to say to them, and then the emotional component. There's a lot of factors to this. But, thank you, God, for having me feel confident about actually undertaking this. I look forward to developing new skills and enjoying the process. So yeah, so definitely, when I go out later, if you could do me a favor and have me just write more notes down. And then eventually, God, I would like to, right now the notes are just very random. As they come into my mind, I would write them down. And I've been numbering them on the Google's doc, but I'd like to then organize them into sections so that I can review them. That's yeah, and then have me review these notes every day, even as you see fit. So, all right. So, all right, it's 3 o'clock. What else? What else? All right. So God, you confuse me sometimes. So I had as I was getting dressed after I took a shower, I was, planning on, putting on some music, and I thought I'd be putting on some Beatle music, but the player that I have there was set to my songs, the songs that I wrote and recorded 20 years ago. And so you got me confused about stuff like that. I mean, part of me, you got me thinking that, well, maybe I should revive these songs because the format, they're good songs, but actually with each of the songs, maybe before I revise them, because God, I'm the more you have me listen to Beatle music, which is so awesome, the better I'm beginning to understand why their music is so awesome. For example, a lot of songs have just verse, chorus, verse, chorus. That's what it is. It's very simple format, Whereas with Beatles songs, they're changing tempos, they're changing, they've got like 5, 6, 7 different elements to each song, and it adds a lot more variety. And that's one of the reasons the Beatles are so great. The music is so great because they put more into it. You know, it's not just the chorus verse thing. So, but anyways, like with these songs that I wrote, yeah, I guess like what you're having me think now is that I may want to start jamming to them a bit. I don't think I'm ready to start working on them, trying to improve them, because like, no, that'd be too much. I mean, like, basically what I want to do is like, you know, just further refine my bass playing skills so that I can play with a band. And maybe if you hook me up with a band, then I would be much more motivated, and it would make much more sense for me to go back to those songs and make them Beatlesque. You know, I mean, they've got a formula. They worked from a formula. They invented the formula. So maybe I could, like, you know, use their formula, and I don't know, perhaps add some of my own stuff. I'm not expecting that. I mean, the Beatles music is so amazing, so amazing. All right, so what else? So God, yeah, you had me like, as I was like, you know, before I started this episode, you had me notice that I've got like these hard drives from old computers, and I got rid of the computers, but I kept the hard drives because there's, you know, there is data on there. And so, like, you know, I've got this device for people. This is now for the benefit of the audience who doesn't know this. Like, there's a device you can have that, like, it basically allows you to attach, you know, a hard drive to your computer, and it'll work as a regular drive. So basically, what I want to do is import all these computer hard drives, the data on them, to a computer. You know, I got a computer, it's got, I think, a terabyte of storage, and that should be more than enough for all the information. And the hard drives, there's got to be about 6 or 7 of them, something like that. Because this is like going back to Windows 5, 2005, I think. Yeah. Windows 98. I'm like, Windows 3.1, actually. This is like going back a long time, you know, 25 years, my God. But so yeah, I would appreciate, because like that box, God, has been there for weeks. And that's like, you do this, man, like that, you know, that painting that hasn't been painted yet, you know, that's like months. And I guess, you know, perhaps it should bother me more. It doesn't bother me all that much. I kind of like look at it and, why are you like having me put it out there? And so, all right, as we're, you know, while we're on the topic, God, in addition to getting me to finally, you know, because like once I put those hard drives into the computer, I don't need the hard drives anymore. These are like, you know, and I get rid of them. You know, you know, I'll just like delete all the data on them, I suppose, and just get rid of them, because like, yeah, I'm in kind of like in the mode of like, you know, downsizing some, so that'd be nice. Okay, again, God, I got to remind you, I'm feeling a little tense while we're talking. It's because like it's this pressured speech stuff, and so like, do me a, what is that expression? Do me a something. It's a slang expression. Speaking of do me a, I don't know, it's a cool thing. But anyway, speaking of slang expressions, I just like found on the internet, and I'll be listening to it on my Kindle. I don't read books if I can get away with it now. I just like would rather, I mean, I do have to read some books, you know, for reference, whatever, but you know, for some books, I just like, I enjoy the Kindle feature. It just reads it to you. And yes, it's a bit mechanical sounding, the sound, but like I could close my eyes and like, you know, and it also, God, thank you, it enhances my listening skills, you know. And when you interact with people ordinarily in person, you're not reading their text, you're listening to their words. So all right, now what? All right, 17 minutes. All right. And actually, let's just talk about what just happened. So I was, tangenting, I guess, this. And here's the thing. So like, I just forgot what it was. Because like I tangent to one thing to the next and the next, and fine if I can keep track of it. But God, do me a favor, if you've got me going, 2 or 3 tangents away from the main point, don't do that as much, because then I lose sight of what I'm talking about, and that's not. I mean, I appreciate that you have me feel relaxed enough and faithful enough to you and to myself that I'm fine with it. But it's just like an unpleasant experience. It's like, what's going on? Why are you like making me forget what I was about to say there? Yeah, help me to keep stuff more simple. So anyway, like with the Kindle. So actually, I think what I will do, because I do have a little time. Well, I've got to I'll have about 20 minutes or so, perhaps, before that 4 o'clock meeting. After I'm done with this 16 minutes. So like, do me a favor, God, I want to start listening to that slang dictionary. And the reason, like, for the benefit of the audience, the reason I'm interested in this is because, like, kids, every 10 years, people's IQ goes up a couple of points. So that means, like, I'm 63. People who are 20 to 30, who generally are using this kind of slang the most, or sometimes it's like teenagers, 15-year-olds, whatever, they are generally speaking a lot smarter than their parents were, than people my age are. And also, like, the world is so different for them than it was and is for me. It was at their age and is for me now. And so I'm hoping that understanding the slang better will give me a better appreciation of their mindset, of how they view the world. Like, for example, it was like so gratifying years ago when I first encountered the term diss. The person is dissing you, dude. Which means it's a shorthand for disrespect, because that told me that these kids were not tolerating disrespect as much as people in my generation did. They're taking a stand against it. So like, yes, so I want to kind of like learn what other kinds of progressive evolutionary considerations they're coming up with and expressing through these new words that they coin, which is like so cool. I've coined a few words. Now I think I'm talking to the audience, God. God, do me a favor, remind, what was one of I coined hedonic imperative. Yeah, that means that basically we're, we also have a moral imperative. What we do, and this is like related to the free will thing, and I guess I am talking to the audience, but that's all right. So like, the hedonic imperative is like, we're hardwired biologically to always seek pleasure and avoid pain. Now, some people might say, well, no, sometimes we'll run a marathon or just like endure great suffering. Yes, but that's like the lesser of two evils. That's basically, we're trying to satisfy our conscience, because if we didn't, and then sometimes with the marathon runners, I don't think it's a matter of morality, but they just like, the high they get after having done the marathon, having just like, I'm a person who has run, a marathon, several marathons. That's kind of like, so that pain is an investment in I guess years of future pride, contentment that you allowed them to do that. Now, naturally, when people run marathons, they think, oh yes, I'm doing this of my free will, it's all me. But yeah, you and I gotta know that it's completely your doing, and they should naturally feel grateful that you gave them the opportunity to run that marathon and stuff. And marathon runner, that it's I wouldn't do it because I'm allergic to pain. I mean, actually, I'm allergic to physical pain. Now, no, emotional pain too. But no, I mean, I'm hesitating as I'm saying that because like I'm allergic to some kinds of pain because like I've I've invited, so much discontent by through my decades of work trying to improve the world, in politics and stuff. Because like that's, I mean, if it were up to me, I wouldn't ever read another political story ever, period. Leave it to the politicians, let me live my life. But, my conscience, this is like, with the, this is an example of, yeah, I endure this because I figure it's my responsibility to be informed and try to help out as I can. And I expect, I guess, God, that like you make me do that, so you reward me in some way or another. So that's nice. All right, I got about 12 minutes left. I'm tired. But all right, so like, yes, no, I am looking like, let me, so I'll bring the laundry in, and do I have to fold it right now? I'm not gonna fold it right now. I mean, generally what I do is like, I kind of like fold it somewhat, or I just like, I spread it out on the bed, whatever. And sometimes I wait a few hours and to actually fold them, so like I'd spread them on the bed so they don't wrinkle, whatever. I mean, they're permanent press anyhow, anyway, but anyway, so like, yes, I definitely don't feel like doing the and sometimes what you do, God, is like you have me like, if I'm feeling tired and I do that, you might um, have me, well, actually, I don't feel like doing it tonight, and so they won't get folded until tomorrow. Now, I don't have so much of a problem with that, but maybe I should. Maybe maybe you should kind of like get me to summon up the energy to do that. Again, I'm feeling kind of tired today, so I don't really feel like doing that right now. So, um, God, what I do feel like doing more is singing. And you just really disappointed me, God. I mean, you had me go on Smule, looking forward to singing some awesome Beatles songs like "Let It Be," and you had me notice that most of them I can't sing because I think Paul is singing most of them, and he sings in a higher key. I can't reach the notes that he reached, when he was 20, 25 years old. Uh, so that's but what I'd like to do, God, yeah, and you had the thought, you put the thought in my mind, like rather than recording my own singing, because like then I want to go back with the second track and just do the bass guitar work, because like, God, that's what I need your help with. Yes, definitely I want you to have me join other singers on Smule, but not singing, you know, just basically playing the bass guitar. And it's going to be interesting, I'll have to see how they react to it. I hope they enjoy it, because they're musicians, because like they're expecting somebody to join their collaboration, singing, because with Smule, you sing one part, the other person sings the other part. So God, yeah, I hope I hope I do that, and I hope it's productive. Because like, you got me thinking, God, that, you know, playing extemporaneously, practicing, jamming to Beatles and my music and other stuff is good, but when I'm recording for Smule, there's a pressure, there's an added pressure of, oh, it's being recorded. And that's why I want to record as much as possible, because I'm guessing that like, if I do that, I've done that with singing, for years, whatever. I'm not sure if it's improved my singing. But with the bass guitar, yes, I very much expect that I will get accustomed to that feeling of anxiety, because I'm recording, because it's being recorded. And like, then a year from now, perhaps if what you want me to do is become a studio musician or join a band or something, and we record, then I will be more prepared. And now you gave me this thought, God, that like, I'm just noticing right now that this series has become really personal. It's really become about, yeah, me talking to you about how to navigate my life. I mean, now as you have me say that, you're having me feel a bit guilty because, like, and basically to finish the thought, I feel all right with that, and after 100 episodes of teaching who you are, what you're about, what we're about in relation to you, I feel I've done enough of that so that I've kind of like earned this privilege of just talking to you about my life. And again, hopefully as the audience watches these episodes, they will get a better understanding that yes, we can and should be talking with you all of the time, asking you. And this is not something I came up with. This is like, within Orthodox Judaism in general, maybe Islam and Christianity also, I'm not sure, but it's just this teaching that, oh yeah, ask God for everything, ask God for whatever, because God, it's like God likes that. So, all right, 7 minutes left. Yeah, I guess maybe, all right, so like, God, I was asking you to help me be more calm when I talk. And because, like, I mean, like, this is like, this is White Plains, this is New York, and people talk fast a lot. But yes, I think in addition, God, to having me, or part of having me be more relaxed when I talk, I think will have to do with having me be more comfortable with pauses, that I don't have to like talk every moment of these 28 minutes. And you remind me, this reminds me, God, like this for the benefit of the audience also, I remember once I was like talking with my mom, she this as an adult, we were talking about how, like, I didn't talk much as a kid. And then we kind of like realized that because, like, my mom would talk with me, and then like she'd be done, but like if I didn't have a response, within a nanosecond of when she was done talking, she would assume that I had nothing to say, and she'd go on to something else, and like, oh wait. so 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 that may be that, that may partly explain why I feel the need to just like fill every moment, because my mom, and my mom was great socializing. I mean, she was like, she had so many friends and acquaintances. But again, so like, and I think she probably felt that pressure to fill every moment. So yeah, God, and I don't think I'm doing it yet. I think I'm still trying to fill up too much of the time. I bet if I live down south, I mean, yeah, I don't like the racism in the South. Fine, but they, I think they understand relaxation a bit better, and not just white people in the South, black people also probably, other races. But yes, help me do that, God. God, this is turning out to be a nice day. I appreciate it. And tomorrow, I've got plans to attend a Zoom. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I've got like a Zoom class, a Torah class at 11, another one at 8. And that's a great day. And between then, I will take my walk and just get some stuff done. The question still becomes, God, when are you going to have me transfer those files to the computer? Maybe if I like the box is on the floor, and if I put it up on this table, it's actually a bookshelf that I use as a table. It's next to the computer. I can, it'll be, it'll remind me to get this done, because it's no big deal. I mean, it's really a matter of attaching it to the computer. I've got the apparatus, I've had it for years, and just like, finding the My Docs or the music or video folders and transferring them. I'll transfer them into folders, I guess, called computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, and old computers, I guess, under general general folder. All right, 3-minute warning. So I hope you're enjoying this. I am enjoying this. And again, like every time, like I just reminded myself of the need for me to just relax more and speak more slowly and calmly and perhaps not tangent. Maybe that's, you know, maybe my talking fast or a lot leads to my tangenting a lot. But now I just like, as I'm saying that, I'm thinking to myself, well, no, I'm not really talking all that fast right now. And I'm still tangenting. But now I think I still, you know, like right now I'm noticing, fine, I'm talking more slowly, but I've got a ways to go. All right, 2 minutes. What else? And with politics, so that I'll be talking politics tonight. Thank you. You know, at 7 o'clock tonight, I will be hosting that meetup, and there may be only 3 or 4 of us there. I don't care. You know, it's like we all get a chance to talk, and it really that helps me, guys, because like basically what I say is like we've moved into an era because we talk politics, really. You know, we've moved into an era where like ideology is not what drives politics. Money is not what drives politics. What drives politics today, and this is like moving on into the future more and more, is that things need to be done. Like people need to have jobs and places to live and education and health and all that stuff. And there's no other option. They have to get done. You know. So, you know, the Republicans are in for many, many huge surprises to the extent that they don't reform themselves and start caring a lot more about people who are less fortunate than a lot of these Republicans that don't realize that, you know, they're fortunate and they need to give back, or God will take back. So, all right, so like 40 seconds left. Thanks for watching. Sorry about that mini political diatribe. But, you know, I think the Republicans, I mean, like they're just, and the great thing, guys, it's like I blame you, but I can't blame you because I don't know enough. You know, they don't have a free will, it's you. And that makes things a lot better because I like to like people, even Republicans. So, all right, so thanks for watching, everyone. You've got about 18 seconds. Catches every Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock on White Plains Community Media, channel 76 if you get Optimum, 45 if you get Verizon. And the episodes are on YouTube and Facebook also. God willing, see you again soon.